Greetings and welcome to my dear Aquarian energy. Welcome to the channel. The 11th house is now activated. The interesting thing about the 11th is that its actual place of freedom, of also spiritual enlightenment, it comes from the understanding of structures that be. There's an interesting return that occurs with Aquarius in that its very innovation, its design, its aims, its ambitions, its solitude eventually come back to the source of what may be called reality. But this reality is something that is quite easily disposed of. It's something that can easily be let go of. And that is the great mystery of Aquarian energy, at least for this reading. What is activated and what may be seen through the eyes of the other is someone who, through their actions, which are fixed in nature, can prove to lead another, that could be your energy, could be theirs, into a place that feels real, but also unreal at the same time. Okay, and that is the dynamism. There is a aha moment in which a type of revelation occurs into something that you've always attained, but something that you were readily willing to dispose of. Okay, and that is the gist of the connections that Aquarian energy tends to deal with. We'll go ahead and move into the main reading, as well as pull a card for karma. So, the main reading involves a 9-card spread known as the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is a tool devised by the Order of the Twin Sun in order to see particularities of karma or dharma that may exist between two particular individuals, one being Aquarian, the other being of the opposite fixed polarity, which is Leo, dealing with the sun's energy. Okay, so the sun often, like most stars, it has a shelf life, and it just disappears and returns. Okay. Philippe Blanc. And a card for karma. So there is a way. Okay, if there is a need to balance out certain things to find a sense of peace or a sense of things being in a natural order, you must give it time. Mercury is still working in your favor, and it requires a great deal of silence as well as grounding in order for this to be balanced. There is a reckoning here that has to do with the understanding that things come in their own proper time. And it is important to note that any path that would be may appear as distant or detached in some way is actually intended to serve another. Okay, so if someone is leaving, then there is a possibility that there still is love. Then there also is a very humanitarian edge to this read. Okay, love, not only love but compassion. It's important to embrace the energies of Venus in her lower self, in her worldly self, and to be kind in that department. We are dealing here with two people who are in search for justice, are in search for equilibrium. They define the connection by losing oneself in another. There is an element of service here that I quite like. There also is a needing to be in the present, while the other, a needing to be inspired by someone who knows what they are dealing with, who knows how to affect karma or affect a way of realization, okay, to become whole in that sense, okay. There also is a strong Virgoan signature, Aquarian, Virgo, as well as Gemini in her lesser form. Um, this is the type of connection that would be a union, regardless if there is a union or not in any form of reality, in any form of realism. It's a meaningful connection, and it is based on a mutual understanding of why people run, why people do what it is they are here to do. There's something about this that speaks of a calamity that or a disaster that is averted, narrowly averted. Okay, and this allows for a clarity of mind uh, to execute a stillness of mind, and to also not have to deal with pain. Okay, there is an escapist quality to this. Meaning that there's a way to leave the prison of the ego. Yes, if you embrace the secret keys to self-realization. Okay, a natural nurturing quality here that is illuminated by the moon and Cancer's energy, as well. If you embrace the energy of the star, which is naturally Aquarian, there's an ability to understand that the Two of Cups that is shared here is to be fertilizer, or it's intended, the water inside the cups are intended to fertilize the land in some sort of way. Meaning that there is a realm of compassion that I thoroughly enjoy here. At the same time, there is an austerity to what it is that you do, and you appear as austere or stoic in some form, way, shape, or form. Perhaps even merciless. And perhaps this is your challenge, because though there is no consummation in terms of the deeper connection that may exist between you and this significant other, there is a union regardless of the fact of anything in terms of social understanding, okay, or perhaps even agreements on a legal understanding, or perhaps even deeper than that, sacramental agreements. Okay, but I like this reading. There's also something that has to do with peace of mind that they find in the intensity of emotions that they are pensive on projecting. There's something about them that projects it, also equally receives a great deal of potential energy that helps them to realize great deals of creativity. When it comes to this connection, you also find authority in your actions. Though they may be cold or exacting and practical in nature, there's something about it that speaks of something greater. And I like that. Something also here speaks of letting loose any realm of pain in order to find balance and equilibrium of the mind, especially since the full moon in Aquarius. The Leo energy will be quite interesting. The full moon in Leo that is occurring now will be quite interesting for this person, in that there may be realizations, very deep realizations of intensified emotional capacities, including love, including creative capacities or intuitive or psychic abilities that may be projective in nature. So it is your job to essentially understand why these are coming, and also try to understand why there may be a sense of regret in terms of the bridge that they may be trying to reforge in some sort of way if there has been a disconnection. In terms of advice, there are things that can be taken from sadness, and from this there is a chalice that may prove fruitful in terms of your own emotional authority. And though these emotions may not be yours, these feelings of sadness or feelings of disgust or aversion may not be yours, there still is something about it that may be fulfilling in terms that they are energetic resonances of something. Okay, there also is a need to find an ideal way about this. Okay, uh, the ideal way can do with healing of a different kind, requiring you to look deeper, both of you to look deeper into the mechanisms that create toxic patterns, and to understand that these may be tied to some form of survival instinct. Okay, survival instinct. That is what I see. Please take care. Bye.